Thanks for the support as a channel member, Kim Daniels. Well, after a very eventful transfer window yesterday that saw us have a record sale and sign a genuine Football Manager wonder kid from years ago, I have no idea how we're going to get on this season. We finished 7th last year and the media think we're going to get relegated. I think we've got a stronger squad. Apparently, I know nothing. Hello and welcome to part 83 of Bourne Again. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our first 2 games of the new season. They couldn't be more different. We're away against Newcastle, who got relegated from the Premier League last year, and they're quite a big club, I have heard. And we're at home against Chesterfield, who got promoted from League One. And, they've been down in the conference in recent memory. Are they still down there in real life? I don't even know what league Chesterfield are in anymore, but I think we're probably going to see 2 sides of this new Bourne team today. We did go to Newcastle and beat them in the FA Cup last year. Probably what sent them into the spiral that led to their relegation, but I'm not that confident of going to St James Park on the first day of the season when we've got a group of players who are still getting used to playing together, and we haven't quite finished our transfers yet either, but let's see how we get on, shall we? This is the team we're sending there. We're going with Hardy in goal. A back four of Barnes, who's now a permanent Bourne player. Gumady, who's just signed yesterday on loan and has been immediately thrown into the team because he's so good. Danks, who's our new best player at the club, according to this thing. Daryl Danks, best player at the club, new centre-back. And Lastra, who still, for the time being, is our record signing, filling out the defence. So, not massive changes back here. The changes come further forward. A very new look midfield of Renato Sanchez and Kyle Butler, who we've actually signed players natural in the positions I like to use. I'm not going to make a habit of it, but it looks quite impressive at the moment for them to have full position suitability. If you're wondering where Hernandez, last year's Player of the Year, has gone, he's actually injured. He's not just been immediately forgotten about. Although, to be fair, looking at the there he is. Looking at the midfield we've got in place now, it's going to take some going to get back in that team, but if anyone can do it, he can do it. And then our attacking midfield 3 is Bruce, and then new boys Gilligan and Zajic, which is what I've decided I'm calling him, and Pavlov starts up front because Kev likes to troll you all. Plus, he was he was one of our best players last year. Don't pick on Pavlov. Why did past Kev not pick Durkin? Because he's out for the first 3 weeks of the season, so we literally just have Pavlov and Husic as our strikers to start the season. Hardy can take the captain's armband in the absence of Hewson, who was appointed club captain in the summer, and then I signed 2 new centre-backs who were better than him. So he's had an up and down summer, and that is your Newcastle team, which I imagine, as a newly relegated team, has probably had as much churn this summer as we have. We'll give them the underdogs team talk. We're reading nothing into this game. We're a team that's supposed to go down. They're a team that are expected to go up as champions. We're supposed to come here and lose. If we can avoid getting embarrassed, then we'll see that as a massive, massive positive, and hopefully beat Chesterfield. Zajic plays it forward to Gumady, who heads just over. We've had the first good chance of the game. There seems to be less people here at St James Park than there was last time we played here, almost as if the FA Cup was fun. Being down here again in the league, it brings back too many memories for Newcastle fans. Although I guess probably not going to have much of this coming up in their future in light of, oh, look, real football knowledge. Apparently they have money now. That's all I know. But I guess they're not going to spend as much time knocking around in the Championship anymore as they have in the last 10 years or so, or 20 years or so, or however long it's been. I remember seeing them play against Posh in what was the First Division then, back in 1993, I think. Peter Beardsley played for them. Right, 0-0 at half-time. Delighted with that. Continue with the underdog team talk. If the game ends 0-0, we'll consider that a job very well done. I suspect Newcastle are feeling less positive about it, though, and might try and push things a little bit in this second half. But Lastra has a free kick. He's aimed at Gumady, and Gumady scores on his debut. It's 1-0 to Bourne. Surely we're not coming to St James Park and doing them again. There's 101 Bourne fans who've turned up for this game, which we only need to go back 2 or 3 years, and we weren't getting that many fans for our home games. Clearly, a day out in the northeast is very appealing. It's the biggest ground we'll come to this season, unless we get a big cup run. But as we learnt last year, big cup runs with big away games don't necessarily pay out. Arsenal still owe us £1 million. Gilligan takes the ball down beautifully and plays it forward to Pavlov. Pavlov, our first look at him this season. Goran Pavlov, look at this from Pavlov. He never usually plays well when you lot are watching, but that was stunning from Pavlov. Is he finally going to become the player I've known he is all along? Because I saw it a lot of last year. I'd love for you to see him have a good game. Sanchez sprays it out to Zajic. It's a lovely pass from Sanchez. That's what £100 million worth of career transfers gets you in the Bourne central midfield. We've got a proper experienced pro who's going to pull the strings for us in midfield. We've got our Vermonti, and his name is Renato Sanchez. I still think it's ridiculous that he's playing for Bourne. Right, Bruce is going to come off. We're going to bring... Can James Train play out there? I just like the idea of having a player called Train. This is going to lead to some punnage that I'm going to enjoy very much. He can stay as the inverted winger. Sanchez not having the best of debuts. We don't have anyone who can come on for him, so he's just going to stay on. Likewise with Butler. Danks also, I mean, a lot of these players aren't having great debuts, but I'm not desperate to take them off. Lastra started the game with a knock already. Can Bob Zaruli, can he play right back? He can. So let's bring him on for Lastra, because he's one of the other new centre-backs who's joined us this summer. I want to drop some praise, but I'm always worried about doing it when we're only 1-0 up, that it'll go to their heads. But this is a fantastic performance. I'm tempted to bring Hewson on for Gilligan and just drop a midfielder back. But it feels so negative to do. But we don't have much in the way of other options. I guess, you know what, we should probably have a look at Husic. Because we need to have a proper look at Husic this year. He's now learned English, which he really struggled with last year. He had to repeat the course, but he can now speak English, and he did show signs of promise last year. So hopefully Husic can end up being as good as we hoped he would be. Alan Hardy thinks he's playing in the FA Cup because he's at St James's Park. The idea of us being away to Newcastle in the league is so ridiculous that he's going to use FA Cup form. We're still 1-0 up as we enter the 90th minute. Can we have the final whistle now, ref? Because this would be amazing. They're in here. We need Hardy to step up once again. And of course he does, because he's Alan bleeping Hardy. My word. Goodness me, I love that man. I've never loved a goalkeeper the way I love Alan Hardy. And there he is again, look. Look at the state of him. People keep speculating who's going to be the first knighthood of the series. He hasn't got to do too many more seasons like his last two to be there. Husic is in here. Can he show that he should be the starting striker? He gets to the follow-up but can't quite get there ahead of the Newcastle defender. Not only are we winning this game, we've deserved to win this game. We've had more possession, more clear-cut chances. We've actually come to Newcastle and we're the better team. Relegation, my eye, media and bookies and whoever thinks we're going down. We're Bourne. We ain't going anywhere. Right. Throw. Zaruli finds, I can't even see who that is. Butler, I think, because it was yellow against yellow on the background. And this is where Newcastle equalise. And I feel sick because we don't. It was very close. We don't deserve to get anything other than 3 points from this game at this point. Just lump it, Alan. Don't mess about. Just lump it. Just lump it, Alan. Oh, my God. Danks, he can hear me, thank goodness. And Sanchez picks it up in midfield, plays it out to Barnes. Barnes, forward to Train. We got the Train running down the left-hand side. All season long, you're going to hate him more than you hate Pavlov. But I think we've won the game. Barnes with the throw. Was he number 12 last year, or has he got a new shirt now he's a permanent player? I don't remember him being number 12 before. Surely now we've won this game. We have. That is how you start a new season. Great result. Watch us go and lose against Chesterfield now. It's deadline day. We've made one deadline day signing. I talked about him on yesterday's transfer special. We got him to 36% scouted in the end. And then I decided just had to get another right back in. Weirdly, Wickham are getting 1% of the fee even though he never played for Wickham. I guess he must have been a youth player who was poached by Ashanti Gold when he was younger. He was actually born in England, born in Brighton, second nationality Ghanaian, and I guess they just poached him before he came through at Wickham, and they still get a little bit of sell on. But he comes in as a 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability right back. He is our record signing. I love the fact that our two highest transfer fees ever are both right backs. But he finishes the squad. If we look at the squad depth now, you can see that we've got strength in depth in all positions. It would have been nice to get another left winger, which we couldn't really find, or a real top level striker, which Durkin might end up being, Husich might end up being. But I'm happy with that as a squad, very happy with that as a squad. And we've got loads of money left to go into January and do some business then if we need to. Although I suggest they might take that off me before we get to January. We've got 10 million in the bank at the moment, but with a season that's expected to go like that, when are we expected to go in the red? That's around Christmas time. I don't know. I might get to spend it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's taken away. But I think that's a good squad. Now let's go play Chesterfield. Well, I was done, but apparently my director of football wasn't done. Simeon Townrow is in, and it's already upset my new boy Maxwell. There is a logic behind bringing this guy in. Yes, he can play right back as well. That's not why he's here. He's here for cover at centre back because Bob Zaruli, who we signed in the summer and who made his debut coming off the bench against Newcastle, our medical team need to answer for this one because he's immediately picked up a 10-month wear and tear injury with a dodgy hip. So he's pretty much out for the season. So this guy comes in as a fourth centre-back, although apparently a sixth centre-back. He's not as good as Ansong at right-back, so we don't need to... Ansong doesn't need to worry. You need to cut James. Go sort him out. You fixed him? No. Maxwell, you're not going to be a troublemaker, are you? We've just spent a lot of money on you. Don't worry, I'm not signing him to play in your position. There we go. Sorted. He's still worried. I mean, we just sorted that, Maxwell. Tell me he's not going to be a mistake. My director of football really wasn't done. I've broken one of my golden rules here by letting him sign a player permanently for another record transfer, but it was the position that I said I wanted. Jordi Juric is a left winger who 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential. We didn't even scout him. I just thought, you know what? I have no more money to spend. I've noticed this guy playing against me for Bristol Rovers over the years as we've faced them on our way up, because he's got a name that's similar to someone we had, I think, at home last year. So I have noticed him, and I just thought, let Guillem Balaguer have one. He might turn out to be a total flop for 575,000, but I've been quite frugal this summer, so let my director of football have a little splurge. Didn't expect that player to come in, and now there's an offer in for Lastra. That is a big offer as well. I don't think we need to... I mean, we do have adequate cover, but without having seen either of them play, it would be insane to let Lastra go. If that had happened, if that offer came in at Christmas and Maxwell's good, then maybe, but not now. So wage expenditure, we're actually not the lowest. Wow. We're not the lowest wages in the league. We're paying more in wages than Blackburn. Way more than Chesterfield, who we're playing next. We're working our way up the wage structure. This is going to allow us to be competitive. 18 players signed this summer. Wow. Newcastle sold a £56 million player. Holy smokes. No wonder we just beat them. The offer for Lastra is only getting bigger. We don't want to sell him. Go away. Well, after all the transfer kerfuffle, no changes for the Chesterfield game. It's our first home game of the season, and hopefully we can go and score all of the goals and have some happy fun time. Some of the new signings are down on the bench. Juric and Townrow are both down there on the bench, ready to come on and show me how good they are if need be. But I'd like to think the team that just went to Newcastle and won deserves the opportunity to face Chesterfield and win. I have just noticed that, as ever, not picking my own bench, I don't think Husich is on the bench, so I don't think we have a substitute striker. Can Juric play up there? Let's hope he can. Zajic can't get past his man there. Chesterfield, although we're officially better than them, they're going to have the same thing we had last year in that they've just got promoted. So they're going to have momentum. And momentum is huge in Football Manager, as you've seen us use to climb up the leagues multiple times. We've had 2 big runs of momentum in the save so far, when we were charging up from tier 10 to like 6. And over the last sort of 2 or 3 seasons, we've had a lot of momentum as well. And it is a big thing. And obviously, it's part of the reason Newcastle lost at home on the first day, I imagine. And it will be why Chesterfield will be coming here feeling pretty confident. They won on their first day, and they'll be hoping to pick up a win against us as well. So we do need to be on our toes. It would be typical of the way Football Manager works for us to beat Newcastle and then lose to Chesterfield in these first 2 games. The world is insane. We've been by far and away the better team, but they've got an against the run of play goal and gone 1-0 up. And it's a bit of a mess defensively here. Nobody is there to collect the rebound from Hardy's save. And I expect better than that from us in those kind of situations. Let's demand more, because we're supposed to be better than Chesterfield. Hardy makes the save there, but we're still under a lot of pressure, and we need to make some of this possession and chances count, and we're not at the moment. And we're going to go in at half time 1-0 down. And I can't even explain how or why. This must be what Newcastle felt like last week. Aggressive. Show me something different in the second half. We're going to go attack him as well. We're just going to try and go for it a little bit. Ziyech with the corner. Pavlov tries to get there, can't quite get there. Renato Sanchez picks it up, plays it all the way back to Lastra, who's trying to pick up Bruce, finds him. Pavlov is there in the middle, and Goran Pavlov, with his first goal of the season, makes it 1-1 almost immediately at the start of this second half. It's a very tidy finish from Pavlov. It's a rare treat for you to see him score, and hopefully this might be the day where he has a fantastic half and ends up dragging us to a win in this game. It's a very tidy finish from Pavlov. As we've said about him and the likes of Plange before him, Dodds was another one. Give him a chance like that and he'll be fine. It's when you put him through one-on-one and he has to think about it that he has a problem. He'll tuck those away all day long. And that we just need to create more of those kind of chances for him. Right, 20 minutes to go. Gilligan not having the best of games, so Train can come on for him. That's an easy change to make. Ziyech can come off for Djuric to come on and make his debut. We'll just leave him on as a winger, like that. Djuric is primarily in to play on the left wing, but he can play on the right as well. I worry a little bit that he's not much of an upgrade on Querrell, and we've spent £500,000 on him. But then we got 300,000 for Querrell, so it's only really 200,000 for the upgrade, and Djuric is a little bit younger. Right, final change. Who have we got who can come on and change the game? Nobody really, so I'm going to bring on Hernandez. He can come on for Sanchez because, you know, Sanchez is 34 years old and Hernandez had possession of that position before Sanchez turned up and then he got injured. So he deserves the opportunity to force his way back into the team. But it doesn't look like it's happening today because after the Pavlov goal, we created nothing else. And that is a frustrating performance. I guess if you'd have offered me 4 points from those first 2 games, I'd have taken it. I wouldn't have expected it to be that way round. But I don't think we're in a relegation battle the way the media think we are. So we'll be back tomorrow as ever. Somewhere around here, we'll do 5 or 6 games. See how we settle down into a league position. See how these new signings bed in. And hopefully decide if we're in a position to have a proper playoff push this year, like we almost did last year. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.